Today is the day we're picking the winner for the MetaQuest 3 bundle. Can't wait. That's going to be near the end of the video. We're looking at 3 different accessories today. We're looking at the new BoboVR S3 Pro. We're also looking at a new golf club from YEZRO. And we're checking out a gunstock from a company called WieldVR. There are timestamps all throughout this, so if you're here for one accessory or the other, feel free to jump around. Whatever you need. In addition to giving away the Quest 3 bundle I looked at, I'm also going to be giving away a bunch of other stuff in this video. If you are a Patreon subscriber, I'm going to be making a post related to this video. And in that post, you'll find some instructions. I'm going to give away the golf club that I'm reviewing. I'm going to give away the gunstock I'm reviewing. And I'm going to give away the previous M2 BoboVR head strap that's been specifically fitted for the Quest 3. I have all the parts, so if you want it for the Quest 2, you can do that. But right now it's modified to fit the Quest 3. It's not in perfect condition. I've been wearing it for a while, but if you want it, you can win it. You got to be a Patreon subscriber, so go over there if you're interested in winning. Let's get on with it. You're watching Bringhurst VR. Number 1 on our list is the new BoboVR S3 Pro. I've been looking forward to this. We've all been looking forward to this. If you're new to the Halo scene, if you're new to BoboVR in general, what we've got is an updated battery head strap with a new battery called the B100. It is a 10,000 milliamp battery, and it is a bit bigger than what came on the M2 and the M3. This guy will not fit on the previous iterations of this head strap. And likewise, the B2 batteries, they do not fit on this. Previously, just like the last generation, you can attach this battery to the back and it gives you about 3 to 4 hours depending on what you're doing. And I say 3 to 4 hours because are you playing AR? Are you using the Quest Games Optimizer? It gave me an additional 3.5 hours, which puts me at about 5 hours of continuous gameplay, which is a leg up from the previous B2 battery. The B2 battery working on the Quest 2 versus the Quest 3, it's a mixed bag. The Quest 2, it performed well, but the Quest 3, because it's too hungry, the batteries were only giving me about 45 minutes each. Now, it didn't bother me too much because I've got 3 batteries and I've got the dock, and so yeah, 45 minutes is nothing. But between the 3 batteries, it adds up to plenty. And you throw it on the dock and it charges, and it's near continuous gameplay. However, with this new battery, 15 watts that it provides, the Quest 3 is it's got a leg up. Features of this. You'll notice we have a fan right here. It's meant to give you some air on your face, prevent fogging, and that does its job well. We also now have a display on the side right here. Shows the battery life, and if you press in, it activates the fan. Go up to 100% or down to even 1%. From 1 to 50%, I mean, if I put my ear up to it, yeah, I can hear it. But inside the game, it's negligible. Up to 100%. That's the sound of me trying to go up past 100%. It's beeping to let me know it's done. That's as high as it goes. Yeah, you can hear it at 100%, but if you're using headphones or earbuds, you're not going to hear it. It's not going to bother you. And as far as what it takes from the power, it might take, I've played with it for a while now, and I've charged this thing up twice now completely from dead to 100%. It doesn't seem to take more than 10-20 minutes. It's hard to know because different games demand different stuff from the headset, and so I could lose 10-15 minutes here or there anyway. It's hard to know what's killing what. Keep the fan on if you want it on. Some other changes now is that these top things here, it's a mixed bag for some people. Some people don't like the feeling of these. I personally like it. I like it a lot. I prefer this over the vertical strap that goes from top to back. I like it. But if you don't want it, these can be removed. They also have 3 separate positions that you can choose from. So we have 1 position, 2, and then, of course, just pulls right out. So between these being removable now, between the fan, the increased battery, we've also got one more feature that's worth looking at. On the previous BoboVR M2 and M3, it was built well. I liked it. It's just a better experience. And now it's got this kind of click to it when you're turning it. Kind of a click to it now. So it stays in the position that you pick. It's not going to fall out of its position. Now you'll notice I've got these headphones on. These are not part of the BoboVR headset. You wish. These are from the Vive Cosmos, and I attached them myself. Links for these will be in the description, provided I can find them. Kind of hard to find. Don't kid yourself, these will not come with this head strap. It's pretty cool that this cable now pipes directly into here for power to kind of give power to the fan, and this display here to show you where your battery's at. But now we've got this long cable. I mean, look at that. Oh, no, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pop this open and slide the cable in there. And now, because I passed it through there, now it's a little more secure. What I'd like to do is kind of attach it right there. That's what we need. You could zip tie that down. Overall, I really like this. They finally caught up to that 10,000 milliamp thing. It's what the Quest 3 needs. Right now, there is no dock for this. They're coming out with a dock, but I have no data on that right now. I don't know when exactly that's coming. I am not in talks with BoboVR. I don't have a relationship with these people. I paid for this with my own money. They did not send anything to me. And if I'm being honest, I love their products, but their customer service has been pretty wild. I have reached out to them as a civilian, as a creator. I've reached out to them with alternate emails, like just trying to get answers on a few different things in advance, knowing that I was about to order this. And I have never got a response from these people, which makes me wonder, you know, if something goes wrong, what is their customer service going to be like? I have no idea. I can't tell you, but my experience says not amazing. But regardless, the build quality on this is great. It feels more secure. It's more sturdy. The battery life is better. I like the fan. I don't have a huge problem with the lenses fogging up all by itself. So to that end, it might be a bit gimmicky, but I can feel the air on my face. It is going to do something for someone. And so it's, you know, with it not taking too much of the battery life with it, it's a welcome addition. They do include a honeycomb pad for the back of the head, just like the previous iteration, but I do not use it because maybe it's because I don't have long hair all over, but I find it uncomfortable. It gives me a headache. So I'm not doing it. Now, if you have the M3, should you upgrade to this? Depends. If you have 3 batteries and a dock, and the battery life is doing its job right now, and you're using an adapter to make it work with the Quest 3, I mean, no, not really. I mean, it's fine, but it's not an enormous leap forward. But if you're coming from the Elite strap and you're trying on the Halo design for the first time, yeah, definitely jump to the S3 Pro. It's the way to go. But yeah, I rather like it. I rather like how it feels. Super comfortable. I do like the fan. It feels good just having the air on, but again, fogged lenses is not something I really have an issue with. Coming down over my forehead and then coming down through my cheeks. I like it a lot. They're not paying me to say that, and well, yet to hear from these people. So moving on. So this is from WieldVR. Everything about this is just modifiable, injection molded, easy to maneuver, easy to modify. You can adjust that however you need. Moving that. Additionally, there's a latch right here. If we pop that up, we can shorten it, we can lengthen it, pop it back down to lock it. And then of course the cups, they can be turned this way or that. Now I will say I'm a little disappointed. You look at the box here and you see that it's a bottom mounted system, similar to the Sanlaki here. But that's for the PSVR 2. If you're on a Quest 2, Quest 3, or Quest Pro, you can get a model that'll fit you just fine, but it's going to mount from the top. Before I get into that completely, let me go over this here. The way that this very nice strap attaches. Of all the straps I've got, this is the nicest strap I've seen so far. And the way it attaches is pretty cool. You just push a button, pull it out, put it down, pop it in, and it's in. It's not going anywhere. So let's talk about this. Before I get into my hiccup, how does this compare to something like this? Both of these are modifiable. Both of these can be put into near any position. The difference is that this has magnets and this does not. Additionally, obviously, this has the ProTube haptic rear. That's a whole nother bag. I mean, if you're looking for haptics, that's a reason to go with that right away. Done. The reason you go with something like this is just for ease of use and how quickly you can get around it. But that brings us to how it attaches. There are no magnets on this. The idea is that, okay, you're in it, and you want to reload fast, boom, boom, you're back up and you're in. Fine, that's good. It is a bit wonky. If you want a good grip on this, you want to hold it like this. That's what's comfortable. I need to hold it at least that much to comfortably hold the cup because I got the whole weight of the gun under it. I've got it held like this. Great, good. But if I want to hold the trigger up here, I can barely even reach it. Ideally, my hand would be all the way up here. Like that's what's comfortable. But now, only 2 fingers are holding it. The whole weight of the gun. I mean, if I want to like even lift a pinky, the whole thing falls, which I'm not a huge fan of. I prefer magnets. But having said that, after using this for a few hours already, I don't hate it. I mean, it's for someone. Maybe not for you, maybe not for me, but the modifiability of this shouldn't be understated. And it is quick. Out the gate, if you've never used a gunstock before, this is quicker, I think, than anything else, you know, just because of there's no magnets to search for. It just slaps it in and it's in. But, you know, I like it a lot, but even the about 3 hours I used playing with it is not enough to get used to getting my hand positioned the correct way to where it's comfortable and reliable every single time. I'm sure you could pull that off. Maybe you could pull that off and it's going to be the best gunstock there is. Because as far as modifiability and all the positions and how quick it is to change from one gun to another, I mean, this can do all of that. But largely speaking, unless you're turning this to adjust, you know, the position of the controller, you need an Allen wrench to get any of that done. Likewise, the Sandlaki can't be modified at all. But what's the most comfortable? I personally won't be using it just because I need those magnets. I like those magnets. The magnets on especially the ProTube, the Mag Tube, the Force Tube, it's just perfect. I love how they feel. I love how they attach. And I've gotten used to it being mounted from the top. If you guys want the WieldVR, links for that are in the description. And likewise, if you want the Force Tube VR, that's also in the description. And next up, let's take a look at YEZRO. My God, YEZRO. I mean, it's a little unconventional. Previously, they had sent me this. If you look at this, this is designed to be longer. This is designed to give you a more realistic swing. Because while the controller's mounted here, you got this long length of metal here with a weight at the end. And like the previous iteration, it connects the same way. Take your right controller, pop it in, and twist. And just like before, it's in, it's not going anywhere, and it's always facing me. I've used this for a while now, and I can tell you that just like this, the connection method is my favorite. I have used clubs from Sandlaki, Deadeye VR, and every one of them has a pro and a con. But I can't think of one with this. This is my favorite golf club. And not necessarily this, but this as well. They're one and the same. They're just built a bit differently. And the differences between them are, I mean, obvious, but this is actually heavier. You'd think this would be heavier because of how much longer it is. This is considerably more heavy. And the reason for that is you've got these weights right here. Compare that to that. Look how many more weights there are on this thing. The original that I shared previously, the controller still hovers maybe an extra 3-4 inches above this new one. So if you're looking for a weight and a realistic sense of club, I would still recommend this one. But there's nothing wrong with this. This works just as well. They didn't include any extra weights on this. If this had a weight similar to this on the end, then this would ostensibly be heavier just because of the extra piping along here. But that's not happening. That's not the case. I mean, if the goal of the thing is to feel the weight at the end, then this is still doing the better job. This is heavier. I can feel when I'm holding this, the weight of this is in the middle. This cup here and the controller are heavier than this thing at the end. So I can feel like an imbalance when I'm swinging it. It feels like the weight of it is right here. You know, it's cool that this is longer. Go get it if you want it. It works great. But if you're looking for something with more weight, with more of a sense of where that club is, this one I shared previously is probably the way to go. Both of these will be linked in the description. This has always been my favorite connection method. I love that I don't need to tighten anything else. I love how easy it is and how heavy it is and how reliable it is. And the controller itself is not backwards. It's not, when you get into a game like Golf Plus or Walkabout Mini Golf, you're given the opportunity to change where your golf club is in relation to the controller. It's just, you know, it's kind of, you press a button and now you can tilt it and move it so that it aligns with where you are in the game. It's always a pretty simple thing. But for some of these golf clubs, I mean, this is facing here looking at me, but if it's like tilted over here, getting that aligned inside the game can be rough. The Deadeye VR had that where, you know, once it's in, it's good. It works perfect. But it's a lot more work, probably twice the work, trying to get that controller aligned inside the game because of just how far removed it is from the initial trajectory, the initial settings inside the game. And with this, it's minimal work. I highly recommend either of these. I like this more for the weight. And those are the 3 accessories I'm reviewing. Next up, we have to pick a winner. Let's go over to Gleam and find out who won the Quest 3 bundle. Okay, so the winner of this is a guy named Andrew Carter. Congratulations. Find me on Discord. I'll send you an email as well. We'll get your shipping information. You guys, thank you for playing. I appreciate it. Again, if you're interested in winning the golf club, the Gunstock, or my previous BoboVR M2, it's as simple as going over to Patreon. And with that, I'm taking a short hiatus. I will be back, I promise. I appreciate everyone. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. And happy birthday to a guy named Andre. He is frequently on my channel. I appreciate his support. I appreciate all of my YouTube members and Patreon subscribers. Can't do it without you guys. You've been watching Bringhurst VR.